So this is indicating, hey, there is a daily virgin CPR. So because if this is going to come and break this lower line of structure, we might also see a price correction point. So after this reaching the 7 distinct point, we usually have a correction. This 20 daily moving average is going to be a very strong resistance for Bitcoin. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining in. So looking at this current Bitcoin price action, what information can we get? Because if you look at this price action of Bitcoin, this similar scenario which we have already talked in my previous video, what information can we get? This actually looks like a broadening wedge. A broadening wedge usually breaks to the upside, right? And in this case, if you look at this price action, you can see after price breaking the upper line of this broadening wedge, which actually indicated, hey, now there is a possibility for price to break to the upside. And this was actually in a smaller time frame. This is in a 15-minute time frame. But for those people who are not aware of this kind of price analysis, for you guys, I am using this CPR indicator to give you some really nice support and resistance level, when to entry and where to exit the market. If you look at this blindly, guys, you can just see price moving on a sideways, this pump here, again we have this correction, and now we can see this pump here to the upside. What could be the reason? Why is price actually finding support exactly around this level? I can actually show you this simple example, guys. Include the CPR from Gomati Shankar. So if you look at here, I'm actually including this daily CPR line. So now with the help of this daily CPR, I can get exactly an image where my price is actually finding support, or which levels are being respected and where the price is reversing. So now in this case, if you look at this price action only here, guys, this is actually a daily CPR. So if you look at it, you can see this is a yesterday's CPR, right? And today this is our CPR. So in this case, you can see when the price actually broke below this yesterday's CPR level, guys, it started heading to the downside. And now if you have no clue what was happening around this particular level, what you can see here, guys, you can see exactly price after reaching the first support line. This is the second support line, lower line, the red line. So you can see after finding support or reaching this first support line area, price actually consolidated. But if you look at this price action after that, it broke the support line and it headed straight towards the S2 area. So this means in this way you can identify which support line is being respected and where you should actually look for the short opportunity, because this is in a 15-minute time frame and this is actually a very powerful for scalpers. So if you look at this price movement here, guys, after reaching this particular area, we knew this was a support line. So you can also see that the price, after trying to break above this structure, it actually found a really strong resistance. Now without the help of the CPR, you could have never a plan what is happening around this area, because you can only look and say, hey, okay, maybe there is a line around this area, that's what's stopping price. But with the help of the CPR, you can see exactly what is stopping you around this particular level. And you can also notice that price, after failing to break above this structure here, it got rejected, and you can see the reaction. What happened after that? It headed straight towards the S2 area. This is a S2 level, this is a S1 level, guys. This is support 1, this is support 2. So if the price fails to hold this S1 area, it usually heads to the S2 area. So in this case, you can see here what happened with the price action, guys. Very simple to understand, because if you look at this whole scenario, you can see exactly around this area, price actually found a really strong support. And after that, you can see this huge price pump to the upside. And also if you look at this, guys, you can also notice that right now where we are, the price actually has never touched the CPR line here on the Binance chart, right? So this is indicating, hey, there is a daily virgin CPR. So this daily virgin CPR indicates, hey, tomorrow or in 1 or 2 days, there is a possibility for this price to re-enter this phase and actually bounce to the upside, because this is how a virgin CPR usually works. Because now you can see this line has never been tested, and now price is also heading to the upside. So one thing you have to understand, guys, this CPR is not everything, but this CPR does provide very strong information. And now you can see, guys, around this particular level, we are also finding a strong resistance, right? You can notice that after reaching this particular level, it's getting rejection, and now it's also heading towards the support line. This here is actually our R1 line, right? This is the resistance line. But when the price is above it, this resistance line usually act as a support. So let's see if this is going to hold this price action around this level, because if this is going to fail, then there is a possibility that the price could re-enter this 9050 level, because this is a Virgin CPI, and Virgin CPI in the next day price usually comes to retest this level. So I'm actually also going to show you why we are actually finding rejection around this particular level. So let's find out what is stopping the price around this particular level. So guys, now if you look at this price action in a different scenario here with different time frame, you can see what is actually stopping us at this price level. Because if you look at the price action of Bitcoin here, we have a rejection around this 20 daily moving average, because this crossover, this 20 daily moving average crossing over the 50 daily moving average is a bearish crossover, and that after that price usually reverses to the downside. And if you look at the price action of Bitcoin, we had the similar scenario also around this particular level. You can see here what happened with Bitcoin price action, guys. This bearish crossover happened here, and also if you notice this price structure or this price move, we came to retest this 20 daily moving average. We found a strong rejection, and then price headed to the downside, because before that we already had this bearish crossover. So now if you look at this Bitcoin price action, guys, around this particular level, we are also witnessing a similar scenario, because now you can see this crossover happened here, and also the price after reaching this area, this 20 daily moving average is actually blocking the price to break above it. So it's acting as a strong resistance. So if the price is going to invalidate all this theory, it has to clearly break above this structure. So this means this price action should close, or this daily candle should close above this 50 daily moving average and also this 20 daily moving average. So if you look at this scenario whole, guys, this is not the first time or the second time. You can also see this bearish crossover happened here, and most of the time this in a downtrend, guys, this 20 daily moving average is going to be a very strong resistance for Bitcoin. So guys, another simple example also why the price is actually finding difficult to break above this structure. Let me show you that. So if you look at the price action of Bitcoin, the reason why we are finding very hard to break above this particular level, guys, you can see around this area, just like with the 20 daily moving average crossing over the 50 daily moving average, indicating a bearish sign, and also this 20 daily moving average acting as a very strong resistance, guys. You can also see with the help of this William Alligator indicator, this crossover here was a bearish crossover. And now if the price is going to break above this structure, it has to break the teeth of this alligator, this red line. So this red line in a downtrend act as a very strong resistance, because if you look at this price action here of Bitcoin, we also had this crossover, this bearish crossover here, and you can notice this price actually tried to re-enter this area and also to break this teeth line, and this teeth line here also acted as a very strong resistance. And after that price actually headed to the downside, even though it came here with a very strong momentum. And if you look at this price action now, this bullish candle indicating, hey, now there is a possibility to price to break above this structure. So if this is going to break above this structure, guys, then this is going to be another scenario. So this is going to indicate, hey, now the trend might actually head to the upside, because now there is a reversal coming. Because in this case now, unless the price actually break the level, this teeth and the 20 daily moving average, the price is going to stay lower, in my opinion. So if you also look at this price action in a different aspect, guys, you can also see one very interesting scenario. So if you look at this price action in a 4-hour time frame, and let's deselect the alligator indicator, what we can notice is that around this particular area where we are forming this really nice ascending channel. And you can notice this ascending channel breaking the lower line of this ascending channel led us to a massive price drop, right? You can see we had this price drop here, and also we formed another ascending channel, and this ascending channel also broke the support line and headed to the downside. And now you can see right now where we are also forming a similar ascending channel, because if this is going to come and break this lower line of structure, we might also see a price correction heading straight to the downside, guys. And you can also notice that around this area we have a trend line. Let's switch the time frame into daily time frame again, and you can notice that around this particular level where we are, there is this trend line. This trend line has acted as a very strong support when the price was heading to the upside. And if you can notice that around this particular level, we have respected this trend line plenty of time, and this trend line has also acted as a very strong support, so that if this trend line is actually not holding the price anymore, then this is going to be a fall, and this fall could lead us very easily around this 8,500 level, guys. So that's why this price scenario, just like with this other example, could be a very crucial moment for Bitcoin, because right now we can also see this alligator indicator acting as a very strong resistance for this Bitcoin price action to break above it, and also this 20 daily moving average. Also guys, another simple example what I actually wanted to share with you is this here. So guys, this here is one very simple example which I also want to include in today's video. This is Bitcoin USD chart in a weekly time frame. But before I actually start explaining about this theory, guys, I want to make one thing very loud and clear. So according to this analysis here, things might look very nasty, so I might be horribly wrong on this one. So I also want you guys to include your analysis to get a better approval if this is going to pan out or not. So guys, if you look at this price action here in a weekly time frame, you can notice that I have actually marked some of these phases here with different colors and with different numbers. So in this case, I've actually marked this with the 3 different phases. So this is phase 1, this blue one, the red one is phase 2, and the green one is the phase 3 area. So in phase 1 area, we have 3 points, 3 distinct points. This is point 1, point 2, and point 3, right? So in this case, if you look at this price action, the point 1 is the peak of the bull market. So in this case, this area here, let me make it a bit brighter, so you can see this point 1 was the peak of the bull market, and this point X here is the lowest point of this cycle, and then we had a massive pump to the upside. A similar case, just like here, this point 1 was the peak of the mountain, and then this X was the lowest point of this market cycle, and after that we had a rally to the upside. And if you look at the price action here, we had this similar move, right? So you can see this move here was the peak of the mountain. This X here, we are still unaware where it's going to be. So in this case, if you look at this price action, guys, you can notice that this here, this markup phase reached the peak of the market, and then we had the price correction around this 0.2 area, and then back again we came to this impulsive move to reach the 0.3 area. So now you can see, guys, after reaching this particular level, what similar scenario what you can actually see here is market is actually moving in this manner, right? This 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So you can look at this price action and notice this price movement, guys. You can see this point 1 here, this was the 1, right? Let's suppose this is the point 1, this is the peak of the market. You can see the price actually came down. This point 2, this is impulsive move again, point 3, point 4, it pushed the price lower, 0.5, 0.6, and then 0.7, this zigzag move here. So this is indicating, hey, if this is going to pan out just like this, after reaching the 7th point here, guys, what we can witness is a rally to the upside. And if you look at this scenario here where we are, guys, we are doing a similar move, this markup phase reaching the peak of the mountain. This was our first distinct point, and then a market correction to the downside, again a pump to the upside just like this way, similar to this one. And after reaching the 0.7 area, we had this massive price correction reaching this X line, right? And after reaching this X level, we said, hey, this is the bottom, and after that we had a nice rally to the upside, right? And in this case, if you look at this price action of Bitcoin, you can also see this here is a markup phase reaching this 0.1 area, this 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 movement here. But if you look at this massive price correction, guys, let's not include this black swan event. Let's say if this is going to be somewhere around this area without this black swan event, guys, it actually is showing bit different scenario, because here you can clearly see the price was heading to the downside, right? And also here we can see the price was clearly heading to the downside. But in our case, it looks bit different, because you can see now this 0.5, this distinct 0.5 and distinct 0.7 might look bit different, but still I thought I would include this. If this is going to pan out, then right now you can see where we are is the 7th distinct point. So after this reaching the 7th distinct point, we usually have a correction. So I'm not expecting a bigger price correction, as I've already said in my previous video, because this here was a black swan event. Maybe in the worst case, maybe we can come around this 7,000 level, or maybe 6,800 level again. According to this analysis, we still have a leg down area, and after reaching this leg down area, only then we have a new run to the upside. And guys, this is just my analysis, as that's why I was saying you that I might be horribly wrong. So guys, this is what I actually want to share with you in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, I would really appreciate it if you could smash the like button and also hit the subscribe button if you're watching this for the first time, guys. So by saying this, I want to sign off. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.